Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from AnthonysCustoms, and for this review, we are looking at the Variable Action Heroes SAKATA GINTOKI from Gintama. This is not a character I'm familiar with at all, but it's a really cool looking design, so I'm happy to review it for you guys. I'm borrowing this from a friend. He let me have it so I could show you guys what it's all about, because I think it's a popular thing. I'm assuming it is. I've had people ask me to review it, so here it is. It's got some cool accessories, got some cool details, so let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 18.5 centimeters, pretty close to that, which makes him just about 7.25 inches, so he definitely has a little bit of bulk to him. He's a little bit thicker than what we're used to with the Variable Action Heroes, because we're used to One Piece, and this guy definitely has a little bit more bulk than most of the One Piece characters so far. We will have some bulky ones coming up very soon. The paint job on this guy is fantastic. You can see the blue swirlies all over his robe are very nicely done. The red accent work on his main shirt, again, very nicely done. The skin tone shading looks pretty good. The hair shading looks really good. The face paint's obviously really nice. That always looks good. And then we have some shading throughout the boots, which is very subtle, but it does look very good. So happy about that. Sculpt work on everything looks very nice. That's not out of the ordinary. We'll get into the articulation in a little bit, but first let's talk about accessories. We do have 3 different faces. We have the neutral face, which comes on him in the package, one face where he's smirking, and then one where he looks either embarrassed or nervous. We have a few different hair pieces. We have the standard one that comes on him in the package. We have an alternate one that looks windswept. That's just for the front for the standard hair. Then we have a whole new head with a hat and glasses. And then we have another whole new head with like not spiky hair at all. So you have some various options there. For the hands, we have the 2 fist hands that come on him in the package. We have one wide gripping hand for his left hand, 2 various gripping hands for his right hand, another set of gripping hands for either side, and then one set of relaxed hands. We have a manga, which is actually really nicely detailed. It's sculpted plastic, but then also has paint and paper glued onto it with the printing on it. So we have the cover, which looks really nice. And then on the inside, it actually has like this fake little manga, which looks like Goku with Naruto stuff on there. And you can see a fake Krillin and Vegeta and Piccolo, and it's just kind of funny. So I like that they included that. Then we have a wooden, I guess this is a training sword, like for, is it kendo? Is that the right word? Having a brain fart right here, but it's very nicely painted with some shading, and you can see the kanji on there, very nicely done, so that's cool. Then we have a pen and a pipe and a spoon, and then a little ice cream thing, which very nicely done with the clear plastic, and then the inside pieces and the outside pieces, and it just very, very well done. So this guy has a really nice batch of accessories, nice paintwork, nice sculpt work. So far, it's a home run. Let's see if the articulation is any good. For the head, on top of the neck, we have a ball peg that goes into the neck, then a straight peg that goes up into the head, which does allow it to spin around on that, which many of the One Piece figures are lacking. They have those pegs at the top that don't allow them to spin. This is a much better design, so you can move the head around very nicely on top of the neck. The neck itself is also on a ball peg, though you probably won't really need it. You can move it around, so that's pretty cool. The collar is soft, but not that soft, so you don't want to be grinding or pushing the hair against it too much, but you can still get really nice range out of everything. For this shoulder, we have a really nice vertical butterfly, an okay horizontal butterfly, and then we have the ball hinge, of course, which allows the arm to move around in there, so very nice range. You do get a bicep swivel out of that itself, out of where the ball hinge connects, but you also get one down here, so really this side is just totally loaded with articulation. Double jointed elbow works very nicely. And then we have a ball hinge for the wrist, which works nicely also. On this side, it's a little less effective for the shoulder, but it's all the same kind of guts. We have a vertical butterfly, which looks kind of goofy, but it works. We have a horizontal butterfly, which doesn't work very much at all. Then, of course, we do have the hinge for the shoulder with the bicep swivel built in, though none of that works all that well. And then we have a single jointed ball hinge for the elbow, which looks pretty basic on the front, but the way it overlaps looks a little bit weird, but then when you use it, it actually hides the joint very nicely, so I like that. I think they did a good job. Then we have the same wrist hinge. For the torso, we have a single ball peg. We'll just set that aside. A single ball peg for the upper torso, and then you can move the lower torso. It's kind of hard to, but I'm pretty sure you have another ball peg for the lower torso. All of this stuff just kind of gets in the way. This is on a ball peg. You can see right here that it just pegs in. and it has a swivel mechanism and a ball peg, but it doesn't really want to move the way you want it to most of the time. So we're just going to set that aside so it gets out of the way. Then this piece, I don't think this one moves at all. It doesn't feel like it does. And then these two guys, this one is on a ball peg. Well, it's technically a hinge, but I don't know, it doesn't work all that well. It just kind of does that. So I guess that's okay. And then this one is also on that same kind of joint, but it doesn't work even as well as the other one. This piece and this piece don't move at all, other than that they're floating soft pieces. So this whole robe thing, it does get a little bit cumbersome. It's going to be kind of a pain in the ass to pose this guy, but it can technically move around, so that's going to be up to you how you use that. We have standard ball hinge hips. Essentially, I mean, they're not technically ball hinges, but they work just like it. You can get the leg all the way out to the side, no problem at all the way forward, no problem at all. Full swivels. I mean, the hips they work technically really, really well. It's just that you're going to have a lot of stuff in the way, so it's going to be a little tricky. Double jointed knee works very nicely. You get really good range out of that. And then we have a ball peg, maybe a double ball peg for the ankle, which does give you pretty good range, and it's nice and stiff, so that'll work nicely. And we have a toe hinge, which is kind of floppy, but not so floppy that it will be a problem. So ultimately, it's really, really nice, except for when you deal with the robe. That is a total pain in the butt. It doesn't work that well, and it can get in the way a whole bunch. So as long as you don't mind dealing with that, it's definitely a good figure, and I definitely recommend you pick it up. But that robe is definitely an issue, so be aware of that. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you turn on notifications for all of that. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. And in the meantime, keep collecting.